Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unleashing Potentials podcast. Today's special guest is Irene. Irene, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. I'm so excited to have you. Can you tell us who you are and what you do?
So my name is Irene Vaksberg. I was born in former Soviet Union. I've been living in this beautiful country I call home for almost 43 years in December. I am a mother of two beautiful daughters, 33 and 22, and four grandchildren. I've been a single mother most of my life. Um, I've been a hairdresser for like 39 years. I've lost track. I began at 16, and I feel very blessed that I've never worked a day in my life. I got paid really well for my hobby.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to have you because I think your story is so familiar to so many, but not everyone talk about their stories. I'm just grateful to hear more of your story. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And it's very important for me to share my story because just how you said it, not a lot of people share this story. We only want to show the best of ourselves, but not the worst of ourselves. So, yeah, 13 years ago, November 3rd, my life changed. I lived a pretty great life. I've gone through some difficult moments and I was already in a beautiful place. I was ready to go and rock and roll, fall in love again. But God had other plans for me. So the day after my birthday, November 3rd, I was on a way to celebrate my birthday with some friends and clients that had the same day, November 2nd. And instead, I ended up in the emergency room. A gentleman fell asleep behind the wheel or like dozed off and T-boned us. He ran a red light and I was the passenger.
Ooh.
And my life was never the same. And the journey began with chronic pain, anxiety, depression, losing my faith, losing my hope, losing myself, and allowing other people for the first time to control my destiny.
Wow. Wow. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Wow.
Yes. And, I lost a six-figure business that I was so proud of, built it as a single mother. And there's no love coming. The only dates I had was with the doctors that gave me epidurals, doctors that told me I was crazy, doctors told me, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, you look fine. It took 3 years to diagnose me with a lumbar tear. The back pain, yes, they did it pretty fast. I have L1 through 5 damage. But I had neuropathy. I was diagnosed with chronic regional pain syndrome and so many other things that I can't pronounce. And the only option they had is drugs. And as it got worse, they prescribed Vicodin, they prescribed Neurological, they prescribed Oxycontin. Then I went on Cymbalta. I had Gapitan, I think it's called, and lots of other drugs that I can't even pronounce. And they did not much.
Yeah.
They just made me drowsy and depressed and kind of suicidal. And, I'm full of life. I love music. I like to dance. I like to travel. I did yoga. I hiked. And all of that was gone. And I felt like I was a prisoner of my body and my mind. And that wasn't bad. They neglected me so much that the neurology and didn't know how to learn all of that crashed. So imagine computer, too many tabs are open and then it doesn't have anywhere to go and it just go. But that's what happened to me neurologically. My body slowly started shaking in spasm. And it's like spasming, like having a seizure and MS. And I never knew what would trigger it or
Mhm.
when it would stop. And that's where the morphine drips came a few times a week.
Mhm.
The only thing that would stop was an epidural. I had 9.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry you had to go through that. So many people going through that or have gone through it. You're right. There's only so much that doctors can do when it
And
comes to that.
and the thing is that they also not all, but they superficially
Mm,
take care of us, right?
mhm.
They have to follow a protocol.
Yeah.
They cannot think out of the box. They this is like, I felt like there was no, it brings so much emotions to
Oh,
me.
I'm so
And
sorry.
no, 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 it's okay. It's okay. Because I feel like when I do these interviews and people connect with me, it's like, thank you for crying. Like, thank you for allowing me to release my anger towards the person that was supposed to give me hope but took away. I mean,
Yeah.
when I start shaking, they didn't know what to do with me. They told me, "Oh, you got PTSD." Yeah, of course I have PTSD. I
Mhm.
lost a 6-figure business. My trigger is everywhere, right? Like the
Mhm.
more thinking to going outside gave me anxiety
Mhm.
because the cars are everywhere, right? Like I wasn't even afraid to cross the street. I didn't trust myself. I put myself in such dangerous situation. I
Mhm.
was afraid to be in a car, on the bus, anything that
Mhm.
moved
Yeah. Yeah.
gave me anxiety. Yeah, of course I have PTSD. Yes, of course I'm
Yeah.
depressed. What the heck?
Yeah.
You and the worst part was when I would go to the emergency room and some 27 years old doctor that have not lived life
Mhm.
old enough to be my daughter or son telling me, "Oh, Miss Vaksberg, breathe, take a breath, do some meditation." I'm like, my body is on fire.
Mhm.
You try it.
Yeah.
So so yeah, and then they said to me, "Irene, we can't do anything for you. Just get used to living this way, and most likely you will be in a wheelchair. So, you need to find, maybe another profession."
Mhm.
And that broke my heart.
Yeah.
That put me into like this dark place. And I'm
Mhm.
like, that means my daughter's gonna have to take care of me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And as a parent, that hurt my heart. She
Yeah.
already saw so much struggle, and she didn't have a full mom, and I had to say no a lot. And if you're living in chronic pain, you get it. We lose friends. We
Mhm.
don't go to parties. I pretended that everything was okay, put a smile on myself. And when I had an epidural, I would go visit my parents. But if I didn't have an epidural, I didn't, because if I start shaking like that, my parents would have a heart attack, and my dad already had a heart attack. So I
Mhm.
did not want to add more stress
Mhm. Mhm.
to
Yeah.
it. So life was very alone and empty. There was no purpose. There was
Mhm.
no reason to get out of bed.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
And
And
it's
yeah.
so, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. This is for
And it's
you.
okay. Please don't be sorry. I know it's the first thing that we want to say to people, but what I have learned from it, that everything happens for a reason. I would not be sitting here with you if I didn't go through that difficult moment. And when doctors gave up on me and I gave up myself, I did an interview 3 years ago, and this woman said to me, "You didn't give up, you surrendered to a
Oh,
higher power."
yeah.
Because I said 5, 6 years ago,
Mhm.
around this time, I sat there in my chair and I said, "I'm done, God. I can't do it anymore. You don't hear me. Why me? I'm a good person. I,
Mhm.
you know, I help. I do my due diligence to be kind. Why me?" And that hurt my heart, because
Mhm.
I would never wish this on anyone. Like,
Mhm.
chronic pain is
Yeah.
not a joke, and
Mhm.
depression is not a joke. And I had to apologize many times to people, saying I didn't understand depression, because I am so strong. And we live in depression, but we like functional depression, I learned. And that you can take a pill. this depression that you can't just like turn it off. You can't go dance. You can't do yoga. You can't breathe. You actually need medicine. And I became more sympathetic through this journey, because some things there's no mind of a matter, right? There's a neurological inconveniences that you may need therapy, that you need medicine for a little bit. Yes, all of the natural and holistic approach is great, but yeah, so it's a journey of self healing and taking accountability how I reacted to others. So to make a long story short, I sat there and I said, God, I'm done. I surrender or whatever. For me, I didn't understand that at the time. Surrender for me is giving up, even worse, like, heads up. But it didn't mean, there's many meanings to one word. And I said, I'm done, God, take me away. I made peace. I can't live like this. If I'm going to be in a wheelchair, I don't want to be here. And this little voice kept on saying, Irene, one more prayer. And I'm like, what am I praying for? God, you don't hear me. Doctors told me there's nothing there they can do for you. So what am I praying for? Miracles are not coming because I've prayed for them. But kept on saying to me, mindfully. And I'm like, I think I'm praying mindfully. And so I said, okay, God, last prayer, you choose. But if you're going to choose for me to stay here, this is what I need. I said, I need drug-free, non-invasive, no chemicals, no side effect, affordable. It's a must to have those 5 elements, because I got tired of being poked. I'm tired of being x-rayed. I'm tired to be on these drugs that don't work. I said, I need this. And it can be expensive because I have a box of $17,000 worth of things that did not work. And I said, if it's a business, because I lost my hairdressing business, I have very little left. Make sure it's not expensive to begin it. But also it must have this prerequisite. It must be mission driven, purposed, passion, and desire to help people, and people over profit. That was my prayer. And I released it. A few months later, not even a month later, a friend of mine said, that's been holding my hand for past 5 years, and she was diagnosed with MS, and she was looking for things for herself. She said, Irene, one more thing. And I said, I can't. I said, can I try one more thing? Because the pain of disappointment again is worse than the pain that I'm living, because every time we take my hope away, right? So she didn't listen. I don't think I will ever be able to share this story without crying.
It's okay. It's a release. You're healing. You're helping.
And so she sent it to me anyway, and it came in the form of a sock.
Oh, yeah.
See the little orange patch?
Yeah.
That gave me my life back.
Wow.
So this is it's a neurological technology. In this little orange thing. The moment it touched my skin, it put the brain into calmness.
Wow.
In 7 seconds. And I was planning a trip to Europe with my daughter, Amsterdam and Paris. And I told her, I don't want anything. I'm getting my 10th epidural. I left with no epidural and a couple of pair of socks and an Advil.
Wow.
And I would, and I didn't understand what was happening to me. 18, 20-hour flight to Amsterdam. It's not a joke when you don't have inconveniences, but when you do. And I said that on that plane, I'm like, please, God, don't let me shake. Please, God, don't let me shake. And I didn't. And I promised God that if he does send me a miracle, that I will share the story of the miracle, that I received exactly what I prayed for. But the main story for me is that I gave up on God and God did not give up on me, that he still got my back. He's still is working with me every day, delivering higher and higher and more and bigger and louder and and I understood after a while processing this miracle that I was not buried. I was planted for something so much bigger. If it wasn't for my car accident, I would not know you, because I would never really take a look at this, because I didn't think that I needed it, but every single human needs it, because not every single human lives in some sort of stress, anxiety, anxiousness, right? And neurologically, when we're not in balance, it intensifies. If we don't take care of our brain, the body collapses. So every person needs it. So I share the power of prayer. When you're in a good place, it works beautifully. But I share the power of prayer when you doubt it, right? When you don't believe in it. And to tell you that keep on going, keep on praying. When you in doubt, pray more.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I love your story. I'm honored to be talking to you because you're inspiring me. And I'm so young. I live with chronic pain. As I'm talking now, I have pain.
Oh my God.
It becomes part of my normal life. I just have to go on and ignore it. I've done physio, chiro, injections, and all types of tests. And nerve pain I'm on meds for that as well. And as a single mom, I'm a single mom of two. All right. I don't have much support or help. So we got to keep going no matter what we feel. And I have mental health as well, with depression and all of it. So I can say I understand, because I'm going through what you've been through, and it's not easy, and just you sharing your story is helping me. It's giving me hope.
Oh, stay in hope, and I got you. I will help you get your quality of life back. I promise.
Yeah.
And every morning I get up, I say, God, please put the right people on my path. They need my story. They need my information. They need this knowledge. And he never fails. Look where we are. And every night I said, thank you for bringing me the right people. People always say, your goal, this, finance, this. And I'm like, there's no goal. The goal for me is to change as many lives as possible with my message. I tell people I don't sell anything. I share the information that I wished somebody else shared with me. 3-4 years earlier, but everything comes at the right time when it's meant for us. What I've learned, we have to be ready to heal and let go, right? A lot of the times, we hold on to the pain that gives us an excuse to not do something else. And for myself, we need 3 more hours to discuss all of that.
Yeah.
But there's so many layers to pain. And from this car accident, I not only healed from the pain from the car accident, I've healed the pain from 20 years prior to the car accident.
Wow, that's amazing.
It all comes together, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. What treatments did you find helped when you were going through that? Nothing helped?
So epidural helped me for a second.
Yeah.
I had 9, right?
Wow.
In the end of the day, when I found this incredible product, and it comes in also in like little patches. We have 11 different products for different things, but this is the master. It's the same as this.
Yeah.
And it's just a little patch. It's all drug free. So when I've learned about this and I dug deep to understand, and I had brain mapping done with this to see exactly how it creates neuroplasticity, meaning healing of the brain, healing of your body. The body can heal itself naturally when it has the right tools. I realized that it's all neurologically, right? And everything that I did helped for a second, but there was not long-term to anything, right? So the only thing helped long-term is balance my neurology, to allow it to function properly so my own body can heal itself.
Yeah, I love that. And it's about mindset, you know, how we think of the pain. And, you know, when it comes to doctors and other professionals, they do have to focus on what they've learned, and they don't always go outside the box, which is what we're asking them to do as chronic pain patients, right?
That's
To
right.
just take a different angle, to just view it a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, go ahead.
Agree. No, but you know, the things also help that I changed my diet. You know, I'm still on anti-inflammatory diet. I do supplements. I, you know, green juices. I'm constantly evolving in my food, and I ate really healthy anyway. I've always lived a pretty healthy lifestyle. But you know, there were doctors that said, Irene, I know you're in pain, but please keep on moving. Don't sit, because when you sit, the muscles that are hurting freezes and it becomes stagnant and it makes it worse. But you know, when you living in a period of 15 and Vicodin and Norco is not helping, it's very hard to move.
Yeah, it is.
And that, you know, it's very hard to move. And then if you move not correctly, your day is complete. For me, my day would be completely over because I would start shaking and I would not, I don't know when I would stop. It could be 3 minutes or 30 hours. Like there was never a ramp or reason. I slept, you know, I shook at night. If I start shaking, my day was done. Like I would leave hair cutting. Like I would just leave the person and with no blow dry, or somebody else had to wash the color out.
Yeah. I've noticed that I shake a little bit too, just a little bit. I never understood where it came from, but I've had nerve damage too.
Yeah, so, but that's okay. I mean, thank you, God. I got you. I will help you feel better.
Yeah. What are some of the tools that you use to help yourself heal and get better?
Well, so prayer, right? And again, I even before I found this product, I was doomed and gloomed, but I'm that positive person. It took 5 years to give up. I did not give up so easy. I would get on Facebook, and as uncomfortable as I was, I would talk to the people and say, I know you're in pain, I'm in pain, we're in pain, but let's put our shirts on. Let's try to get out of bed. Let's try to, you know, so by me helping others, it helped me. I'm that kind of person. It's not about me. I struggle to talk about this because I hate being in front of camera. And I knew that I had to make a decision with it because God did give me an answer, and I did promise that I was going to share it, but it was very uncomfortable knowing that I'm going to share something that eventually people do have to buy.
Yeah.
But then I said to myself, well, and you know, I spoke to people because I had to find a comfortable place in it. And they said pharmaceuticals sold you drugs for 5 years.
Wow.
And they didn't help.
Yeah.
They didn't care how much you had to pay. You had a box of stuff, $15,000, right? People sold things and they didn't help. And now you have something that is so powerful that it maybe not a cure and maybe not 100% as it helped you, but you know you're going to help people.
Yeah.
And it's not expensive, right? And it's not addictive. There's no side effects. And the side effects that you have a joy, happiness in your life. And you know, I had to get really, I struggled. So sharing the story, releasing it, right? Giving hope to others helped me heal myself as well. Community is really important.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you just described the reason I started a podcast.
Amazing. Oh my God, you're giving me goosebumps.
Yeah, because I may look good on camera, but I never wanted to be on camera and sharing my story openly. It felt that I was opening up my heart for potential damage. Maybe some people will love what I share, some wouldn't, and there's always judgment, right? So I can relate to what you said, and I'm using all of that to help people, to share my story. And every day I get up, I just thank God for the breath in my lungs and a working, functioning mind. I can stand, I can walk, I can eat. And because I've been at the lowest and the darkest places, this is good. I can form thoughts, and I'm talking to you and connecting, right? It's just being grateful for the little things.
Oh my God, like you, oh my God, I didn't tissues. This is like you speaking, we're like, I feel like you're my soul sister here.
Yes, yes. I can feel you. I can feel the pain that you've been through. And
And
because I'm in pain, I know.
and like through our pain, through our struggle, right? Like I said, I had to apologize to people.
Mm,
Amazing things happened, right? Like yesterday, my story was shared internationally to 100 people, and there were 200 waiting to join the Zoom, and that was my purpose. And to give hope. And so many people, like I have not used French translation
yeah,
this many times since I've been in Paris. And they're like, oh, you gave me hope. You
yeah.
gave me hope. And I don't know people's stories, but just my story of, and that's why stories matter, right? And that's why I'm so grateful for every single human being that gave me their platform so generously, because together our voices change lives. And I always say, thank you, Rebecca, the woman that shared about her MS story and how she showed how her body collapsed, right?
Yeah.
And when she put this magical sock on, and she was great. My friend saw it, and here we are. And it's not easy. That video that I shared with you, and I have another one, I was bullied to such degrees that I went in slight depression. People called me names, and just like it was horrible. I had to like shut everything down, because mentally and emotionally, that's my fear came. That's why I didn't want to share, right? Because it's so big, and so when people see the video, they don't understand it. So that means it must be fake, right?
Yeah, well, I'm happy that you are sharing, because maybe someone was waiting on you for them to share their stories,
I
because
believe that.
your story will serve as a guide to people. It will to me, because I'm young and I'm going through this, and you've been through it and you've overcome it. It gives me hope, and I know it's going to give many other people hope to know that that's not the end. There's more to their life, that they need to live their life. So
Absolutely. And again, I know that the chronic pain community is tired of trying new things. And I mean, I'm still in it, and I was in 15 different groups, but I just want, please, my hope for you, and what I'm asking you to do, please don't become bitter. Become better through it. It's not easy. I was bitter, right? I asked, why me? But find in your heart and your soul that little bit extra strength every day to go further, and please be active participant in your health. Doctors only know so much. There's a lot of stuff on Google. Start taking care of yourself, and other tools, when they come along, will help everything else. Diet matters, right? Like you said, you asked me what is important. Diet is one of the most incredible healers. They can kill us or help us. And I listen, I know, because when I got so depressed, my diet went to God knows where. And my inflammation created the pain even worse.
Yeah, I love that you're talking about that, because I'm getting ready to change my diet.
Yes, absolutely. Google anti-inflammatory diet, minimize everything processed, take it out of your diet. No, like artificial sugars is so important. No sodas at all, like, occasionally, right? Like, so just try to eat everything that does not have an inspiration day for 3 years.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's it. That's what I do every day. I get up, and I try to put a smile on people's face and give them hope.
Yeah, yeah. Do you still have pain right now, or is it
Nope.
you're pain free?
From what I struggled from, zero pain, no pain, zero. My last epidural was 7 years ago.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So yeah, yeah, when I found this technology, I was waiting for the 10th epidural, but it takes, with the doctors, before they give you an epidural, you need a mental evaluation, you need an x-ray, you need blood, you need this, and it takes time. And I was prolonging it a little bit extra because, I needed to get on that plane and go to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed that epidural to be able to function. So yeah, it was 6 months in between the 9th and the 10th. And it's now, I didn't do it because I didn't need it.
Yeah.
So pain-free, but now I struggle with plantar heel spurs and Achilles tendonitis. I went to Europe and gave that to myself because I walked so much. And most days, I'm 99.9% pain-free. And there's no cortisone shots, there's nothing. It's a drug, it's all done with this pain patch, it's all drug-free. And either I wear this one or the master technology, these two things takes care of my pain.
Wow.
If you have plantar fasciitis alone, it's very painful, but I have 3 different issues, so I stretch, I do things that I needed to do. Am I discomfort? Is there discomfort? Yeah, I walk 15,000 steps every day.
Yeah.
But I'm comfortable enough to be able to live a good life.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, that gives me hope because I'm in the thick of it right now. And it's my spine, like just my bones, like my hips, my spine, and it hurts so bad.
Yeah, well,
so bad.
Thank you God for putting me here, and I pray to God that I can at least lessen it. Maybe can't take everything away from you, but I know I can help you feel a little bit more comfortable life.
Yeah, thank you. Wow.
Of course, thank you. I mean, I'm so excited to be here with you and to help you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm grateful for you. What would you say to people who are still struggling with pain and they don't have any hope and they're just feeling very, very depressed and that things won't get better for them?
I understand you, first and most important. It's not easy to stay in hope when feels like there's no hope. I pray to die, right? So I was on the end. I didn't see myself. Take a big breath.
Yeah.
Right? Take a big breath. And as hard as it is, change your diet. Go Google some holistic approach. Go find maybe a holistic approach medicine, right? Doctor, acupuncture. I don't know, look out of the box, right? And again, changing, and I can hear people say, well, I don't have the money for it, right? Change your diet. Start with the simplicity. You will save some money through changing your diet. It's not expensive per se to eat healthy, right? So listen to meditation music. Find a support group of people that, and I apologize again, that not just sitting there being victims, but taking action for their health and wellness, because a lot of the groups that I was in it, they became victims. You know how I said in the beginning, don't become bitter, become better. Right? So you have to be in charge of your life and connect with me. I mean, not only I will be your support because I understand you, and who knows, maybe my magic socks can help you as well. I'm sorry I couldn't help it. I have a tool and I know it does help, and I'm here. And but as a friend, as an ally with no strings attached, don't hesitate to connect with me, because I know how it feels. I've been there. And I've learned from my mistakes. Don't lay in bed. Don't lay in bed. Get up. Go take your pajamas off,
Mm-hmm.
put regular clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's not easy. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But we must change our routine, and that changes our neurological ways how we function. It gives us a different vibration. No, it's not easy. Believe me, I would put an ice pack or a heat pack in my back.
Yeah.
And I take my walker. Yes, I had a walker, I had a cane, I
Mm-hmm.
had it all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And move your body. Don't allow it to stay frozen. So there's things that we can do,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what also helped me through that difficult moment until didn't help. So let me help you now get to that difficult moment. Write gratitude journal. Focus on the things that it is amazing in your life, and it's hard when you need a Vicodin to find that great things, right? But think of the things that are working in your life, right? That gives you that gratitude, and also helped me for a minute, but it may help you for 2 minutes. Is remembering the beautiful moments in your life and visualizing them, being in them.
Yeah, yeah. And to have a fighter spirit.
Yes.
I love that you mentioned routine, because when I get up, I don't wake up like this, you guys. Right? When I notice when I'm dressed, I feel better mentally and I'm just ready to go. But when I'm not dressed, I feel down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I agree it works. Yeah, to have
and also be gentle with yourself, as we both just told you. Push yourself, but
yes.
also be gentle to yourself and listen to your body, right? Like, yes. And sometimes the conversation with your own body goes, I can't do it. And you're going to say, yes, I can. And I will take that additional step, but don't go crazy to create, because I did it on my own self. I'm a warrior. I'm a superwoman. I can. And I only should have done 4 steps, but I did 9, right?
Yeah.
So be gentle, but move, like, slowly build it up. If you've been sitting in a wheelchair and you don't get up, do 2 of these, right? Like,
yeah.
Again, we must help our body to move even through pain. And if you're taking medicine, pain management, right? Where part of the day you feel better or worse. So that at 2 hours after the pain management, you feel much better. That's where you're going to do a little extra, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to be gentle with your body.
Yeah. So where can people find you and support what you're doing?
Everywhere. I am on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Clapper, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere.
Wow, that's awesome. I have one last question for you before we wrap up. What is the meaning of life for you?
Joy to give to others, inspiring. It's always been like that. That's how we were raised, to help other people see the best version in themselves. I'm a hairdresser, right? So my job is to make you feel the most beautiful, right? It's mentally, physically, and emotionally. Hair is mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's visual, but it's when we brush our hair, we feel better. So for me, meaning of life is to help others have a beautiful life. And my father, may he rest in peace, he installed it in us. He said that help others because it's the right thing to do, not because you're waiting for applause.
Wow.
Show up because it's the right thing to do. Community is very important. And, he always said, together we're stronger. We must help each other. So, and my father did not just speak it, he showed it. So he's part of this journey. I do a lot of things because of him and his legacy that he left in us.
Wow, that's so beautiful and inspiring. Well, Irene, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for giving me more hope and for empowering those with chronic pain to see better, because this is not the end. It's not the end.
No, it's not the end. It's not the end. It's just the beginning. And as I tell people, the last few words, don't give up, wherever you are, that's where you're meant to be. The struggle that you going through right now will be your triumph. And again, you have not been buried, you've been planted. So water the seeds, be kind to yourself. You know, you may be alone in this fight, but you are with yourself. I always say I'm never alone. I'm with me, myself, and I. And don't be your best kept secret. Show up in your life loudly and proudly.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Irene, for sharing.
You are so welcome. And may I take a picture?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This was such an incredible life. I want to document it and give you a shout out on my platform.
You're welcome.